Hello and welcome back to Drinking with Jake. I am Jake. Mike, hello.
Heyo.
So during the break, we were blessed with fresh of the season Apple Crisp.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I believe these apples were not picked today, but bought today from an apple orchard. And what I would like to do is add a little more flavor to it.
I still have some flavor. I'm still
Oh,
in
you still
Flavor
got the
Town.
flavor?
Yep.
Still got the flavor town?
It's still in.
So what I normally do is when we make apple crisp, we put it already in there and then we bake it, then the alcohol evaporates, but you still have the taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
But since tonight, we're just going to put some right into the mix.
Oh, look at him going crazy.
That's about it, just like that.
Whoa.
Wow, what just happened? So ladies and gentlemen, feel free to let us know what you think about apple crisp, what your recipe is, and how you like to doctor it up.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, enjoy it.
I do. This is very good. I like apple crisp.
Yeah.
With some whipped cream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or with a good vanilla ice cream.
I can concur with that.
Oh, it's the best.
I can concur with that.
Huh?
Unfortunately, we have neither at my house.
No.
So we don't have whipping cream.
We're not at your house, though. We're at our secret location.
Oh, that's right. We're at a secret location. So,
Great. Now you're going to have to move.
yeah, jeez.
All the groupies.
Yeah. Oh, I know where Jake lives. They're going to hang out in my house and live in my van and watch the tour. So anyway, it's not bad. I like it. So thank you very much for the person off camera providing the apple crisp for us for Drinking with Jake.
It's very crispy.
It's very apple-y too.
And quite aptly.
I'm aptly to eat it.
Well done.
Mm.
Well done.
Thank you, Carl.
So one of our viewers, who has failed to comment,
Okay.
up until recently, has commented on almost every video now.
Okay.
So this viewer went back and watched our entire library. I think we're up to like 18 videos, something like that.
Awesome.
Gone back and commented on it and was extremely supportive of. She actually said, I was sitting here laughing.
Thank you for that.
Laughing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great feedback.
I loved it. I
Great
loved
feedback.
it. Also, my lovely offspring, male or female, name redacted. I've been watching a lot of Parks and Rec, by the way, if you haven't known.
Awesome.
Ron Swanson. But anyway,
how are you on?
I'm good right now.
Okay.
Has put our audio of the last episode, none of the ones before, but just the last episode.
Yeah.
The last Drinking with Jake Light episode, the Byronic episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And has put it on Spotify.
Oh, cool.
As a podcast. So if you can't watch these, if you can't sit down and take the time, the 12 to 40 minutes that we record, now you can listen to it in the pleasure of your own ears, doing whatever it is that you want, orally.
So think of Joe Rogan,
Mm-hmm.
and then think of us.
Right. We are right
there.
You know,
Right
I think
there.
he might have like 2 more viewers than we've got. You know, if you could see my scale here, here's us, and here's Rogan. So, you know, maybe this, something like this.
Yeah, it'd be,
Something like that. But anyway,
wishful thinking.
It's on there, and it's also on. She put it on this app called Anchor, and
You mean like away?
kind of, but only one. So it's not Anchors Away. It's just the Anchor Away.
Anchor away. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's this app called Anchor, and apparently it spreads it out. And if we say we put our app on Anchor, then that makes it free for us to use or something like that. My offspring, sex redacted, name redacted, knows more about this. but told me that it's by going through Anchor, it goes on to 9 different podcast things. Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Spotify are the 3 that I remember hearing of.
Okay.
But there's like 6 other ones that it goes on. And
so how does it make it free?
if we say something like we are putting this on Anchor, then that makes it free for us to use, or maybe we start getting money out of it. I don't know, but it's something I meant to look at this week, and
We haven't got there yet.
and I haven't got there yet. I'll get there.
It's not like you have nothing else going on.
Right, I have things.
You have nothing else going on. I'm being insert sarcasm
Yeah,
here.
immense amount of sarcasm.
Yes.
But yeah, so big things are starting to go forward.
Yeah.
You
So a suggestion would be is for me.
Yes.
I can't tell anybody what else to do, but for me, download the Anchor app. How do you spell it? Like
Anchor.
Like Anchor as an ANKOR.
CH
Oh, CHOR. ANCHOR.
CHOR, 6 letters.
All right. Sorry about that. Wisconsin Public School recipient.
Math are hard. Yeah, Anchor. But if you don't want to download this Anchor and you have Spotify or Apple Podcast or Google Podcast, just type on the old search button, Drinking with Jake. I had to think of our podcast name for a minute there. Drinking with Jake, and you should find us. We only have the one 10-minute episode, but I'm thinking that my offspring, name redacted, sex redacted, will be able to convert all of these. So boom, boom.
That would be great. So download the app and then type in Drinking with Jake into the search, and then our audio episode, I guess, for lack of a better term, will pop up. And then you hit play, and then you will hear our lovely voices in your ears.
All up in your ears.
All up in here.
In your ear.
In your ear.
Yeah. That's where we'll be. Right in your brain. Camping out, making s'mores, Apple Crisp.
Imagine the worm in the Wrath of Khan, Star Trek #2, where it beads into the guy's ear. That is us. We are the worm.
We are earwigs.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You know how the Beatles were. I am the walrus. We are the earwigs.
We are the earwigs.
Yes.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Yeah.
Yes. So we've referenced movies tonight. We've referenced off camera a lot of music. We've referenced the Beatles.
Yep. It's a full night.
It is. It is a circle, and it is full.
It's
my friend.
Full of it. Almost made him spit out his Irish. Almost. But he's got better control than that. So, anyway.
I guess I was hungry because I'm finished with my...
Well, I was talking.
Well, I know you were talking.
I was doing a lot of the talking while you were eating.
I was listening to the dude's story, Mike.
Were you not?
I was listening to the dude's story right now.
Boy, this Apple Crisp ties the room together.
I'm glad you like the Apple Crisp. It is really good. So thank you for the person who brought us the Apple Crisp. Very delicious, obviously. As you can probably tell, I do not miss many meals and miss many opportunities to eat Apple Crisp. And that's why I love the autumn so much in the fall, because everything is in harvest and there's just a plenty bountiful stuff of good stuff to eat. So we're really fortunate for that. Does your Apple Crisp pair well with your Nuclearis?
That's a silly question. That's a silly question.
Must you even ask that question, my friend?
I believe that spotted cow can be paired with anything.
Yes, it could.
Up to and including cold cereal.
You know, I was wondering about that because, okay, we were all young once. And, you know, you hear the stories and you listen to the songs, you know, like The Doors. I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. And, you know, it's like, okay, challenge accepted. And sure, yes, I have done that before in my younger years. Not frequently, but sometimes you need a little hair of the dog to really kind of calm the hounds at the hell-based gates. So, yes, I would agree that beer can act as a pairing with some type of breakfast food.
I love it. I can't speak.
I remember having beer pancakes one time where,
no,
you know, we would, you know, instead of like adding the water to like, you know, we would have the pancake mix, you know, I forget what the mix is called.
Batter.
Well, but there's like a name for it. Batter up. Yeah. So pancake batter. But there's the mix name. I can see it, but I don't remember what it is. And it calls for water, but instead of water, I put in beer. Just to give it some more flavor. And let's just say it turned out very well. That has to be the worst story I've ever told.
No. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
And in fact,
yeah,
I might try that.
Or you could just
very near future and not tell anybody.
Or you could just make regular pancakes and put beer over the pancakes, or whiskey in the pancakes, or something like that.
Whiskey in the jar.
Oh. Another good music song. Music song.
Yeah, music song.
Another good music song.
As opposed to all the other songs.
Right. I was thinking about that. It's like, how long has it been since we've been to that Metallica concert?
It has been
2 years, right?
2 years.
2 years.
And
because we went in like September, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And I was just telling one of my Offspring's friends in my vehicle the other day about the story about how we were going to go see Metallica, Volbeat, and Avenged Sevenfold, and I couldn't get the tickets, and I was very, very upset. And then lo and behold, what was it, a year and a half later?
Yeah, it was about a year later. Year and a half, yeah, I'd say.
Metallica came back. They played at the Target Center in Minneapolis, and so we got tickets, and boy, was it a good time.
Oh, man.
They put on a show.
Oh, man, it was great. And it was the middle of the week, and so I took off that night. It's like, I can, go to the concert that night, and then, I can work the next day. And then as we were going there, and as time was going, like, no, I'm not working the next day. So I called in sick the next day at work, but my ears were ringing. So I guess technically
you were sick.
I was not in my best form.
Yeah.
And we went to we parked, we went to the concert, and there was no opening act.
No, there was.
Well, yeah, no musical.
There was.
No musical.
There was no
opening
musical.
Act. Who was that dude? Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer. He was a goofy.
His humor has to be. It's a learned taste.
Yeah.
It's like wine.
Yeah.
And I don't like wine.
Yeah. It was all right, but I think he was just trying to suck up a little bit.
Well, I think when you go to a concert, you don't expect to hear a comedy show.
I don't want to hear a comedy show. I was like, give me some horrible opening act. I don't care.
Well, what really sucked was the night before Fozzy played for Metallica, opened up for Metallica in Madison.
In Madison, yeah.
And I was really excited because I like Fozzy.
Yeah.
They've had quite a few hits on the radio, and I've liked them for a while because, as if you've watched the show before. I used to really, really like wrestling, and the lead singer of Fozzy is Chris Jericho, who's a professional wrestler. But he has an amazing voice, sings really well, and the band is fantastic. So I was really excited. I was like, I'm going to go see Fozzy. This is great, even though they hadn't announced it. And so we go there, and we hear this guy talking. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And it's like an hour before.
Yeah.
It's like an hour before the Metallica is supposed to open. And so I'm like, okay, well, this might be the leading act, telling people to sit there. Or
just kind of a just a seat filler, kind of a segue thing, like introducing the opening act,
And it was not. It was an hour of hearing Jim Brewer talk about pretty much how awesome Metallica is. And
how funny and silly Ozzy Osborne is.
Yes, I remember that.
He was talking about Ozzy Osborne and getting on a plane with Ozzy and all that, and I don't know. You need to have a reverence for Ozzy Osbourne, no matter what condition he was, is, or can be in.
Well, he's earned his medal card.
That's what I'm thinking.
He can pretty much do whatever he wants.
That's what I'm thinking. He can wear a ballerina tutu, and he'd still be Ozzy. So, you don't.
Well, he's like Rob Halford.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
he's like the Olympus gods of metal.
If they had a Mount Rushmore of metal.
Yes.
Just lead singers.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Just lead singers. You got Ozzy, Rob Halford. Who are your other two?
I would have to say, oh my God, I'd have to think about that. Of metal?
Of metal. Only of metal.
Gosh.
I'll open it up to hard rock and metal.
I'd have to think about that.
Bon Scott? or Brian Johnson, one of the two.
Brian, yeah, I'd say one of the lead singers from AC/DC. I give you that. Yep.
Maybe you do like a half and half face. That's kind of cheating, but you do half.
Well, yeah, you could do like a silhouette. Yeah, you could do like a silhouette. Yeah, I'm with you there. But then I'm also thinking some of the other ones that are not like mainstream.
Dee Snider.
Yeah.
But you'd have to find a mountain that's big enough for all that hair.
I think you got it. I think you got Dee Snider. You got one of the lead singers, or both of them, kind of the silhouette thing of AC/DC. You got Ozzy, obviously, and well, I don't know. What do you think about Dio?
No, I don't. I've never liked Dio very much.
Really? Okay.
I mean, they got good songs, but I've never.
Okay. All right.
The guy, the whole, I created
Rob
this
Halford.
thing. Rob Halford, Ozzy Osborne, Brian Johnson or Bon Scott, and Dee Snider.
I can
get behind that.
I can get behind that. I can be the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Yep, I can. Because you know what, like have you ever been to Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, I've been there once. It was gorgeous.
So yeah, you have the venerated faces, but then you have a lot of other little monuments around there, like the nation of the flags around there and all that stuff. So that could be like the lesser ones. You know what I mean? That could be like the lead singer from Def Leppard or Megadeth or Anthrax and whatever. Dokken, Rammstein, or King Diamond or something. But then the four faces of rock.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, most definitely. So anyway, we go to this concert, this Metallica concert, and we sit down. I sit next to a nice lady. She's really hip. And I don't know who Michael's sitting next to. Doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
And then finally the lights go down. You see, Metallica walking out onto the stage. They, and they're like tuning up. Hey, Minneapolis, blah blah blah. First song is Hardwired.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the sound in my chest.
Yeah.
It was pounding like this. My ears were ringing. It had like TVs going up and down and monitors and lights, and it was so loud. In the light, oh man, it was. I'm thinking, here we go.
Yeah.
If I die now, I will be a very happy man.
Yeah, they put on a good show.
They rocked it out.
Unfortunately, that's only the second time I've seen them. I've seen them one time before. Mm-hmm. I've had opportunities to go, but things didn't pan out right. But yeah, that show is. They did. They had fire going off, and they had
fire,
thunder, and it just.
And just when you think they were done. The stage would pivot or twist, so another section of the stadium or whatever would be able to see him. And I thought that was a classy move. And even though we would see the side of them or the bass end of them, it doesn't really matter. I mean, and they just did all their awesome songs. They did everything from Hardwired to One to.
Oh, they played almost every album. They skipped over a couple albums.
Yes, that they did. Thank goodness
for that. I mean, you can't all have winners, but
no.
It was just all in all, it was a very good show.
Yeah.
And even though I don't go to concerts as much as I used to when I was younger,
sure,
I really want this COVID thing to end so we can start having live performances again. One of these days I want to get up to Rockfest. Mm-hmm. They always put on a good show or have a good lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, you got Rob Zombie.
I was going to say Rob
Zombie's got to be on there somewhere too. But yeah, they always put on a good show. And so this, hopefully we can start getting healthy again or get rid of this COVID thing so we can start having live concerts again.
Yeah. Because we're just starving here. I'm getting by on YouTube concerts of the past, of wishing that I were there. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Or, I remember this band, and... What are you gonna do?
I remember when
live shows when people would actually gather and perform, and they actually had talent. They could actually sing without singing into some type of machine,
auto tune,
and make it all good. So, well, shall we take a break?
I think we take a break.
Yeah. So, hey, quick question for the viewers: if we had a Mount Rushmore of rock
/ metal. I'd even go classic rock for our elderly viewers.
Oh, if we did that, you're talking Robert Plant.
Yeah. I mean,
are you gonna have like two? Are you gonna have two?
Okay, so we got a Mount Rushmore top five. Okay. Frontmen of hard rock and metal, and a top 5 frontmen of classic rock. Classic rock being anything made before the 80s, hard rock and metal anything after the 70s.
Yeah, there's some blend in there in the
There's a few
70s, but yeah, I think you're spot on, because you're talking Robert Plant, you're talking
Eric Clapton,
Roger Daltrey, yeah, Clapton,
Aerosmith, Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, you're talking Jimi Hendrix.
Yep. So there you go.
Man, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
So leave your comments in the comment area
Yep.
to let us know what you think should be in the Mount Rushmore of rock.
Yep. And like and subscribe if you did, and if you didn't, well, maybe we'll get you next time.
Yeah. All right. I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that.
Have a good night. Thank you. Good night.